My name is Allison Sneezer, and today is July 13th.
July
19th, 2019, and I am interviewing GarryBilger at the Newkirk Public Library. So today my first question is, what motivated you to join the military?
Well, in my day there was a thing called the draft. And for 2 years I was #1 on the Logan County draft board. When I got out of school, I didn't have a choice. I had to join the military, and I joined the Marine Corps.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your basic training.
Well, that's one of those things in the Marine Corps, probably, there's parts of it you'd like to forget, but it was tough. I mean, the Marine Corps had a 12-week boot camp, and then another, I think, 6 weeks of AIT, which was Advanced Infantry Training. And the other branch of the services, I think, just had an 12-week boot camp in the Marine Corps and an 8-week one in the Army. But there were a lot of things that went on in boot camp. You got a new perspective for life. I mean, there were, I didn't figure I had, a really easy upbringing, because we did a lot of work. But in the Marine Corps, you met kids, you met young men that the Marine Corps was the best home they ever had. And I did not realize that until I'd been in boot camp and got to talking to some of the kids. Or I keep calling them kids, they were young men. But that was one of the things that I was impressed with. I mean, I learned a lot right there. I found out that I had it better than I thought.
Okay. What was your primary job after training?
Well, in the Marine Corps, everybody's 0100, and that means you're basic infantry. So, and then later on, they thought I could type, but I fooled them. I really wasn't a very good typist. They tried to make me a clerk, but I think they fired me from that job.
Okay, so were you, deployed, and if so, where and for
I was not deployed outside the United States. I was really fortunate. When I was in, it was just probably pre-Vietnam. There were some things that had happened, Gulf of Tonkin and that sort of thing, and they were kind of, the powers that be were, I think, getting ready, but they had some advisors, I think, in Vietnam, but they didn't want me to advise anybody.
Okay. So where did you serve the majority of your service?
At Camp Pendleton, and then I was at a Naval Ammunition Depot in Hawthorne, Nevada for a while.
So did you travel across the United States a lot for the military?
Well, no, not a lot. I did get a free trip there and a free trip home. The rest of them I had to pay for.
What rank are you most proud to have earned?
Well, I earned Lance Corporal in the Marine Corps, and I served a little over 3 years in the Marine Corps, and then I joined the Army National Guard, and I got a commission there, and I finished my time in the service in the Army Reserve.
Okay.
So, I was proud of all of it. I made it.
Which medals or citations are you most honored to have received?
Oh, I had a expert rifle badge. I was pretty good with it. And you needed to be in the Marine Corps. I mean, that was a serious thing if you didn't qualify. We had one young man that had glasses that were like pop bottles. And why he was in the Marine Corps I never could figure out. And finally on the rifle range one day, one of the DIs, he couldn't even hit the targets. He couldn't hit the frames of the targets even. And one DI finally said, well, what in the world do you see? And there were 100 targets up there. And he said, well, and they were white with the bullseye thing in it. And he said, I see a white ribbon. You know, and this DI thought a minute. He put him on the end of that line where he was shooting at the tail end of the ribbon, and he qualified. They got him to qualify. And that was a miracle, I thought.
So was there a lot of pressure on you for qualifying?
Yes. Yeah. When I was there, the second you come off the line, they took the rounds away from you, the bullets. They took your cartridges, and you had to hang on to your rifle, but they had young men that they made such a deal about qualifying and the names you were called if you didn't and all that, that there was one before I was there that actually killed him.